Hi, Edward. Thanks for the follow-up. Now, I know Google's always changing the rules, but what I do is I run the sites through I go to Google and I run the sites, sorry, through the mobile-friendly test before I post, just to make sure that any little things or whatever. So and you can actually see your site here. I love this site because it does this. Shows you what your site looks like on a mobile device. Right here, that's the font size that it's using, and Google says it passes the test. Now, I know what you're talking about with font sizing. And I'm not sure actually how Google determines what the actual font size is for mobile, if it uses the media query or uses the regular font size. Uh, and that's always the fight with working with mobile is, because the other option was this, we used to use this one here where we would set a maximum height for the text, the paragraph right here. And this is the old style we used to use. We didn't change the font size, we just changed applied a height. So no matter what, the paragraph would be so tall and then the text would just cut off, and that would be it for mobile devices. So that way you can't invoke a penalty because the font size doesn't change, but then it's just not a good experience for the end user. That's why we sort of prompted for this update here, where you still get the picture, the text is a little bit smaller, but definitely legible. It's not something I would say an average person couldn't read. You definitely don't need to pinch and zoom in order to read the information on the screen. Now, Google's rule is a 16 pixel font size. That I know. And that's what we typically go with. But for media queries, yes, we do resize it, but it hasn't invoked a penalty as far as the mobile-friendly test goes. So, to be honest, I'm not sure. That's a great question. But from what I understand, when you run your site through the Google mobile friendly test, that basically says, is the site would it be indexed for mobile users or not? Because what Google is basically saying is, with mobile searches, if your site is mobile friendly, they will list you for mobile searches. In other words, if you're searching for something on your phone using a mobile device, would your site come up in those mobile listings? If it's mobile friendly, yes. If it's not mobile friendly, no. And this is the tool here that determines whether it would show up or not. So that's what I'm going by. Still, like I said, I know other folks have, there's information within Google itself that tells you the specific font sizes and things like that, and letter spacing, which we've used by the default in the template. But we still get to pass the mobile friendly test, even though we've resized this via a media query. So I think what happens is it's probably the body font size it's looking for, which we don't change. Right? There may be pieces of text within the site itself that are smaller than the 16 pixels, but you're not being penalized for it because the actual body font size, the bulk of the content falls within their guidelines.